Hey, I wanted to thank you one last time for not ratting me out to Delgado. And telling him how much I pitched in. That was pretty damn cool. If he would have found out what I was planning, well, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. Oh yeah, sure. Anything you need, you just ask. And I'll be there to back you up.
For your sake, I hope you are sincere.
You just, take care of yourself out there.
There you are. All
What
right.
could go wrong in a place like
I've been
this?
lining up a... I'm not about to let her pay.
It's just, we were thinking.
Of course she'll get a cut. That's roll calls at the event. So it's simple.
My friend.
And I'd prefer to have... Look, you can make all the jokes and excuses. Either way,
I suppose it is.
Then it's settled. All right, Rook. Because that's exactly what you are. A rookie, a newbie, fresh meat. Beneath all of that inexperience, I'm sure you have an actual name. But honestly, no one gives a damn. So get used to hearing that word. Until you earn your stripes, you're a rook to everyone in the fleet. Hit me up if you got questions.
Forgive me if I keep a knife at the ready while we are here. Are you looking to start something? 'Cause I'll finish it.
Every time I see Redley smile, I want to punch him in the face.
Andrasia, I've got the perfect plan this time, I promise.
I am not certain that I believe you, based on similar conversations that we had.
Okay, I'm going to teach you how to dance. Take my hand.
What is the purpose of this activity?
It's fun.
No.
Locks, air pressure, drive, all good to go, Captain.
Lieutenant Toft is as organized as they come.
You're back. So how did it go? Even with our best intelligence equipment, we can monitor very little from the vigilance. We can pick up local communications chatter and use long-range scans to see where you travel. But when you're on the ground, you're on your own. If we get too close, we not only expose ourselves to an attack, but we might blow your cover, and that could get everyone killed. then things are moving forward. Perfect.
Nice job, Rook.
I was certain we'd fool Delgado, but never. She's a sharp one. Overcoming her scrutiny is no small matter. Did you discover anything worth reporting yet? Legacy. Why does that sound familiar? Wait a moment. Are you telling me Delgado may have actually located Krix's legacy?
I have never heard of such a thing.
I'm surprised. I thought this was one of those tales that made it to every corner of the settled systems.
I suppose it's possible, sir. Intelligence picked up a bit of chatter on that subject recently. We assumed it was some sort of tall tale or a story to attract recruits to their cause. Well, let's find out if Delgado's chasing ghosts, or he's smarter than we suspect. Let me see what we have here. Nope. There are no records of a Galbank transport named the Legacy in the database. I think Delgado's trying to manipulate you. What do you think, sir?
I think there's no record because Galbank is hiding something. Delgado's no fool. If he risked his own neck to get that... What's your next move? Clever, Delgado. Very clever. If I were in your place, I'd be trying to do the exact same thing. We can't let Delgado get his hands on what could potentially turn out to be the largest haul of credits the Crimson Fleet's ever seen.
Maybe I should head out to New Atlantis, sir. I could press the Galbank execs for information. Get ahead of everything.
No. Let's allow this to run its course. We have our agent here feeding us information. I think that's good enough for now. There's more to this than just finding the location of the transport. Jasper Krix was clever. For some reason, he never got there. Because the Crimson Fleet would be a totally different adversary, and Krix wouldn't have disappeared years ago. Even if they hid the money with that damn human computer Sheila Holborne, our forensic accounting people would have found that data. No, the Crimson Fleet are in dire shape right now. They haven't seen that much currency, well, ever. And let Naeva Mora take his place, or Sheila Holborne, or any one of a number of pirates already gunning for his position. No. The solution is to stick to the undercover operation and determine how much of this is truly a credible threat. It's imperative that you do. If the Crimson Fleet gets its hands on a transport full of currency, it would be disastrous for the settled systems. I need you to do whatever you can to bring us more information. And for God's sake, don't kill anyone on that Starliner. You're both dismissed.
Based on your actions, I've heard this operation's on thin ice. One more mishap and
Here, what will be our next course of action?
Ship's no longer. We're done. We're free. A daring voyage of the oceans of space brings us here. 75%, and done.
About time you showed up. All right, I want to know. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention, then out of nowhere. Because the only way to achieve a win is by agreeing to play the game in the first place. Worst case scenario, I don't make the fleet, but I end up a couple thousand credits richer. That's almost a win-win, don't you think? Happy? Oh, I'm thrilled. Still, this leaves me with a lot of unknowns, and in our line of work, unknowns get you killed. So Naeva's message said you were here for Dumbrowski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal? Oh, really? Did she now? I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. Yeah? Funny you're only bringing that up now. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. Anyway, we'll get to that later. First, we have a much bigger fish to fry. So why are you targeting a Galbank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest? Playing it safe for now. Okay. I can respect that. But let's make one thing clear. If I'm gonna stick my neck out by helping you get near Dumbrowski, I want something in return.
It would seem we have little choice in the matter. We should hear him out.
Well, well. It appears we have a mind reader here. You're absolutely right. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that. All right. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now, let's talk business. Dumbrowski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Lary won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up.
Oh no. Is shooting everyone an option? Alternately shooting ourselves to avoid it?
The event's a complete. These people could. Someone with. Consider it. You knew at this or something. If you don't hold anything over the guy's head, he's not going to budge. This card will head inside. He's a VIP. Or well, you better learn quick. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of this, meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship. So, anyway. You seriously need to ask. Okay, I'll give you 2 reasons. First, Galbank protects their own. Kill Dumbrowski, and they send Ecliptic after every Crimson Fleet ship they can find. Not something Delgado wants, I suspect. And second, You offer Galbank employee in every single Galbank facility in the settled systems will triple their security. I'm gonna guess that won't help with whatever your plans are regarding Galbank, now will it? They claim their goal is to celebrate the soul of the Earth, the culture, the people, and the ideals of the past. In their minds, Earth is now dead, which is why they feel that preservation of its remaining aspects is so important. In reality, this is what happens when folks with far too much time and far too much money get together to make themselves feel like they're contributing to society. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with anything you want. What's the status of your plan? I once saw Naeva strip down a UC security ship and sell the parts back to the UC through a shell company. If that doesn't put your concerns to rest, I don't know what will. Now tell me, what about the status of your plan? How can I help? Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holborne, and you can probably find her in the Starfield ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is... Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the kind of... They're frozen, not fresh.
The best part of my job is getting a crack at all the leftovers from the dining area.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously.
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you that the route is quite safe.
If you want to dine at Captain Rokow's table during dinner service, it's only an additional 5,000.
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
Is this important? I don't have a lot of time for idle nonsense. Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important. Probably in a few days. I don't want the... Of course, if I... Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask? Yes, it's quite marvelous, isn't it? Absolutely priceless. Alas, I'm afraid you'll just have to wait for the ceremony to see it in all its glory. It's far too valuable to be left anywhere else except the Master's safe located at the Purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the likes of you.
Please remember
remember to obey all. The ship's purser can assist you with any matters regarding the security of your...
Is not the very definition of decadence. I do not know what is.
All the details are in your cabin.
Nothing. Sorry, I'm busy right now.
On behalf of Trident Luxury Lines, I'd like to welcome you aboard. Welcome to the Purser's office. I'm Chief Purser. An excellent question. My responsibilities include all of the Siren's financial, customs, and commercial goods transfers. Honestly, I really enjoy the work. I get to meet people at every port of call instead of being constantly stuck below decks. Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe. I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? Have a safe journey.
Attendants.
So,
must you continue the... Excuse me? And why in goodness name? And why in... I hope... I'm glad. I'm trying to be reasonable here. You know how it is. Oh, just take the damn thing already. Listen, maybe you can keep this between us.
Here for business or pleasure? Any complaints about your cruise
Pleased
should
to
be
make your
directed to one of the staff.
I'm a silver member. Not much. Benjamin Bayou.
Larry likes to drop overly complex.
Well, that was boring.
I certainly hope they decide. Larry has an A-level executive. This is going to be the... You don't necessarily enjoy the rest of the event.
The society chair has really outdone herself this time.
I'm sorry, but unless you're...
Glad to have you.
If the rest of this ship is any indication, I imagine there is an incredible amount of wealth stored in there right now.
You're a guest of Captain Rokow, right? Welcome aboard.
Captain Rokow said you're allowed in any of the crews.
There's nothing quite like the view from the Starfield ballroom.
In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
Hello. Are you a member of the society?
Have you tried the canopies?
Horrid.
Quite a lovely
Positively
start.
horrid.
His behavior towards women. All I know is it's a shame that the... Nice to have met you.
Hello. So, yes. Bye.
The considerable amounts of cash that Dumbrowski donates is... Sheila Holborne. Donations. That's all then? Okay.
Have you tried the
Pleased to make your
canopies?
acquaintance.
Horrid. Ugh. Positively horrid.
Yes, he's some kind of a top dog. Haven't we already talked about this? Sheila Holborne. The society is... Don't forget to donate to the cause.
So, no? And why the heck? Could we talk about something? Enjoy the rest of the event.
Yeah, mind moving along? Sorry, can we do this later? I'm busy.
The society chair
chair
has really outdone herself this time.
He's been spending a lot of time.
That was boring.
Here for business or pleasure?
Don't forget to keep your star view.
Sorry. Look, I think you... I really don't have time. Who? I told Larry to... Look, What's it gonna take to make us both happy? If I give you dirt on that son of a bitch Dumbrowski, all I'm doing is... That's true. You know more about... That's true. I should make him pay for doing this to me. All right, you've made your point. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Lary and I had the perfect scheme worth...
I do not understand. Your anger is focused.
If you had to work near... I didn't know who the hell you were. For all I knew, you were working for Dumbrowski. It's called playing it cool. You should try it sometime. I'm not gonna tell you. Let's just say that I'd be sent to prison for a long time if Galbank figured it out. Oh, angry isn't even the right word. The plan was solid. Lary got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Lary wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Lary was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. Oh, I know he was using me. At the same time, he was saying how much he loved me. He was stringing me along and stabbing me in the back. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it. I wrote a computer algorithm, then the algorithm. The best part is, I hope you hurt Dumbrowski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
Designated passenger areas at all times. Have a safe journey.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events.
Hello. You here for the... Dumbrowski. He's the exec holding court over... Yeah, sorry. Klaudia sent you, did you? Look, friend, whatever you think you know...
We both know exactly who you are.
Just in case you weren't aware, anything you try to report will... And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will...
Hello. Are you a member of the society?
Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for society.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna... Which is why he's threatening. We need hard evidence, Adersky. The problem is he's not... Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to... I think the best chance we have would be to manipulate a few controls, and you can... This is one of Trident's premier starliners. That means it has the best of everything, including a triple redundancy life support system. They installed a backup for the backup. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have to return to their quarters until I sound the all clear, which I won't.
Agreed. The consequences of getting it wrong would be disastrous.
You don't need to know anything about the system. All you need to do is access the maintenance area and throw... One more thing. If Chief I prefer you... Anyway, I better... There's access to the cruise. Chief Sandin should be there. Once you're... All passing. Fortunately for us, this is normally... On the surface, he's an ups... Underneath, he's a greedy. Come to think of it. Get back to it.
An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging.
Well maintained, to be sure.
Hold up.
But obviously the credits
area is
have
off
all
limits
been
to
spent on the
passengers.
areas the guests
Wait
actually
a second.
see.
You're Captain Rock. Sorry.
Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can see why. Not exactly Starliner-class comfort down here. Don't get me wrong. The quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but I'd rather work on the bridge. I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident put me in charge of the entire tech team. We do our best to keep the ship running smoothly and efficiently. Of course, this beauty is a cutting-edge piece of spacecraft design. Almost everything has triple redundancy, like the life support system. Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Could be worse, though, right? Oh, sorry, that area is off limits. No exceptions. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm so bored down here. I've been counting the deck plates just to take up some time. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away? Honestly, he's a seasoned ship captain. He told me he was a long hauler for years, and the experience shows. Only thing is, he's always talking about trade deals and plans for get-rich-quick schemes. It's all the guy ever thinks about. Why he decided to be a Starliner captain, I'll never know. It's almost like he craves being around money. Tell you what, though, for someone that loves credit so much, he sure doesn't mind gambling them when we play cards. Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can see why. Not exactly Starliner-class comfort down here. Don't get me wrong. The quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but I'd rather work on the bridge. I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident put me in charge of the entire tech team. We do our best to keep the ship running smoothly and efficiently. Of course, this beauty is a cutting-edge piece of spacecraft design. Almost everything has triple redundancy, like the life support system. Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Could be worse, though, right? Feel free to look around, but don't mess with any of the controls.
your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Much nicer in here now. Plenty of room.
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin immediately.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide It's time you stop playing. I always took him for a fool. Still, why would I... Klaudia said that. That means my money's... I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to end up on the Crimson Fleet. But if I give you that information... Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. We're talking a slate look. It was my little... At least I walk away here. With this slate and this record, just remember that you promised. All I can tell you... I mean, the use Ikande's look... Well, on the other hand, that's... Just because I'm helping. How else am I gonna... No. You can...
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions. The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin.
Well, well. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish. You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me. You may as well ask, is it necessary for the sun to set on Jemison, or for one to wear a pressure suit when entering the vacuum of space? I see. Well, that certainly places a damper on our negotiations. Perhaps I can hasten my diatribe to temper your violence-ridden contribution. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
Will there be much more of this? My head is starting to hurt.
Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself. Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little choice. Though, Lary Dumbrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Oh, it appears we've reached an accord. And may I say, it was a pleasure conversing with an intellectual equal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction. Our security team would appreciate if you please shelter in your cabin during...
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much I pitched in to help. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? Crix is like... I heard, Delgado. Anyway, I suppose I owe you one.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has
Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old...
Please report
Nonsense.
to your cabins in an
But there's
orderly
one...
fashion.
Well, I suppose...
There until you receive further instructions.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time. The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm.
Your orders, Captain.
Okay, Andreja. I've got an idea. You're gonna love it.
I am not
separation
certain that I
cabin.
believe you.
Perfect.
Based on similar conversations that we have had.
Understood.
Yes, what?
archives of nearly every individual in the settled systems are so...
Yes, you need me? Is that it, then?
Hello. Welcome to the... the Galbank archives. May I see your credentials, please? Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dumbrowski. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. Shh, they'll hear us. Look, Ecliptic busted in here and said something about letting you walk into the archives, and then they're gonna jump you. I'm supposed to let you in, and then get the heck out of here. They said if I didn't do exactly what they said, they'd kill me. Just be careful. I don't even know how many of them are hiding in there.
mistake.
Crimson Fleet is not to be trusted, no matter your relationship with them.
Next time you see Bog, tell him to lighten up. Guy's got a real attitude.
You wanna kick back? Avoid the last Nova. Bog's in the front. That'll kill anyone.
Your buddy Rokow is aboard the Key. Told me everything that happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember why we kicked his ass out the fleet. Yeah, that'd be a first.
All right, Naeva, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokow, I guess we can give him another chance. All right, now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Crix's legacy. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied from the Galbank archives. Ah, so the Galbank transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock. Why does that sound familiar? Naeva?
Yeah, keep your panties on. I'm looking it up. And I got it. Bannock 4. Let's see. Damn it. Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard. Don't know that one, huh? Well, pick up your pencil. There's gonna be a test on this later. EM class means the planet is giving off a ridiculously high amount of electromagnetic radiation. We're talking off the charts here. Fly your ship anywhere near one of these death traps, and you'll blow every single circuit on your ship. You'd be dead in space. Get it? Yeah, sure. We'll just wrap your ship in a ton of copper and launch you right in there. That ought to do the trick, right?
Both of you shut up and think for a second. I'm sure Crix hit the same roadblock. All we need to do is figure out how he got around it.
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time to me.
The Rook's right. We tackle one problem at a time. Can we track it, Naeva?
That transponder is military grade. We're talking ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies. We don't have shit like that laying around. But before you get that pissy look on your face, I heard that the UC's been working on a ship signal decryption system called the ComSpike. We grab that little beauty, and we'll be able to track anything you want.
All right, here is the plan, so shut up and listen. Rook, I want you and Naeva to put your heads together and get us that ComSpike. I don't care if it's mounted at the top of mast. I want it. In the meantime, I'm going to find out...
Give me a little time to... Best we can.
All right, that is enough. Now, both of you, get that.
All right.
Yes? I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
Thanks for making me look good. I would have had to kill you otherwise. The fleet's the only... Better get a move on before Dale sees you slacking.
official security on the key. But we are always looking out for traitors.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earth Savior Award, or am I gonna be very disappointed? Well, well. Of course, it would have been more money if you hadn't. Anyway, here's your... All right, Fleet? We've all got work to do.
Are you looking to start something? 'Cause I'll finish it.
It has been a relief, to be honest, but talking about... I suppose it, particularly when measured. I have told there were men and women. Yes, I have felt. You must and yet here, it felt like... It's not something I have much. It was so sudden. There was barely time to... I believe. Aaron Bask. Back to it then.
Need something?
If you are free soon, could we talk?
Hello, Captain.
I've got an idea. You're gonna love it.
I am not certain that I believe you, based on
Ships separated.
that we have had.
Engaging drive. Cycle the airlock and move.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow. Early reports say your mission on the Siren was a success. I'm sure the commander is pleased.
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren of the Stars. Your handiwork, I assume? Yes.
Except for the...
Speaking of which, I assume you Let me see what you got. So the Legacy went down at...
Bannock 4 is an
The Bannock system was the site of a significant battle during the... It sounds like you admire that lunatic. He's kept a...
That's enough, Luther. Even if Delgado has... They have information about the...
I'm afraid I'm not...
No. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on.
There must be an... I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. You keep playing along. My superiors are stubborn. They aren't going to authorize an attack on the key based on my flights of fancy, I've been told. We need more evidence that all the Crimson Fleet's plans will result in them actually getting their hands on this fabled cache of credits. I don't see the point. The Crimson Fleet apparently has a pipeline of information flowing from somewhere within the UC military. Any attempt to move the comm spike would be a waste of time. We need to play this close to the vest. Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see who gets to Crix's legacy first.
I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
Fleet vessel ID recognized. Welcome home to the key.
And we're docking. And complete. Easy peasy.
Need something?
I always thought leeches were just pests.
All right, Jazz. What do you got?
According to the latest, the comm spike is being developed at UC Star Station SY-920. Location undisclosed.
Fantastic. So how do we disclose it?
We could lean on your smuggling contact. Call in that favor. You know who I mean.
Our friend on Jimson. Nice one, Jazz. I'll make the arrangements. All right, Rook. Next stop, New Atlantis. Your connection is Juan Dayu. She's got most of the premium UC smuggling routes locked down tight. If you don't piss her off, she should be able to sneak you past SY-920's security.
Just remember to count your fingers after you shake hands with her.
She would be wise to do the same.
Definitely. We're talking cargo depots, star yards, research stations, and, like in SY-920's case, military outposts. I've never seen someone new to the game have so many contacts. It's the reason we let her join up in the first place. I don't know how she accomplished that. We've been trying to crack some of those places for years. You're in the fleet. You should always expect trouble. As far as Juan goes, even though she's one of our newer contacts, you shouldn't have any problems dealing with her. I sure hope so, because she might be our only crack at finding a decent decryption device. Once Juan gets you past the guard dogs, It's gonna be on you to locate the comm spike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it. We paid good money for the information, so I'm sure it works. And if it doesn't, a certain source at Mast is going to have to deal with a very pissed off Naeva. And that would be the end of that. You just bring the tech here, I'll do the rest.
Oh, and one more thing. SY-920 is a UC military installation. That means it's guarded by heavily armed troops. And we both know those idiots don't mess around. If you intend to turn the place into a shooting gallery, you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it. She's got the clout to get you in the front door. They're gonna think you're part of a regular supply delivery. Beyond that, you and Juan are gonna have to put your heads together and come up with a plan. Are you kidding? The UC's already painted giant red crosshairs on our backs. Kibwe and his pals at SysDef won't rest until we're dead. It's not like you can make them any angrier at us, right? Shoot the place full of holes if you want. Just bring back that comm spike. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz comes up with a solution to the
Okay.
privileges of rank. And you, get the hell out of here. And don't come back without that... Stay sharp, Rook.